Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cinnamon Future of Tourism Summit 2015. It's a pleasure to see such a full auditorium at this year's summit on one of the world's most important economic sectors. The date is also well selected. Yesterday, you know, has been the World Tourism Day celebrated by the UNWTO. According to UNWTO, the tourism sector is responsible for 9% of global GDP, for 1 out of 11 jobs, for 1.5 trillion US dollars in exports, and for 6% out of world exports. Therefore, tourism has become one of the most important economic sectors of the world.
Conceptualized around the theme for the World Tourism Day this year, which is 1 billion tourists, 1 billion opportunities, we at Cinnamon are delighted to present the Cinnamon Future of Tourism Summit for the benefit of the tourism industry in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka tourism is a joint venture between the government, its regulators, and the private sector stakeholders, be they large corporates, SMEs, or individuals. We all have a joint role and responsibility in shaping the future of a sustainable tourism industry in Sri Lanka.
Firstly, I would like to thank the President of the Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts and the other partners of the summit for inviting me as the chief guest for this great event. It gives me great satisfaction as the Minister of Tourism in Sri Lanka to be here at the inauguration of an excellent concept, an event by the private sector, which is Cinnamon Future of Tourism Summit of 2015.
Tourism, whichever path you end up choosing, can only really be sustainable if you are partners in this. And that means not only public and private sector, but also communities and the places or the host destinations. And I think this could not be more important than the eastern part of Sri Lanka, where we've started to work over the past couple of years. I think I tend to see tourism as an ecosystem. Ecosystems, they need to be in balance, and in our work around many destinations in the world, and we are involved at the moment in perhaps 40 different countries developing destinations and doing destination planning, destination visioning, and implementing policies that support those strategies. This concept of the ecosystem keeps surfacing. And for all of you as maybe inhabitants of this ecosystem, it becomes all the more important that that balance is maintained.
When looking at the future, it's best to take a look at the so-called megatrends of society and economy. Megatrends will have an immense impact on our societies and economic systems. There are 4 commonly mentioned megatrends which all start with the letter D. The first is demographic change. The second is dynamic shift. It's meant the dynamic shift towards Asia. Third is decarbonization, or better described as climate change and sustainability. And the fourth is digitization.